Hey guys, it's time for Shelf 2 in the Shelf by Shelf tour. We are once again looking at red books. This is the last fully red shelf. Last time we did the dark red books. This is the bright red and true red books. Because these can potentially get really long showing you everything, I'm going to also do an edited video that just shows you everything without me talking about it. So right now you're watching the long version where I talk about the books, how I got them, what I thought of them. But if you just want to see what's on the shelf and see me zoom through it, you can click on that video here. By now you know the drill, so I'm going to get right into it. So here is the true red shelf. Same as before, I'm going to show you the whole thing and then I'll pull them out stack by stack so I can show you the covers. In the first stack we have A Lion Among Men by Gregory Maguire. This is the third book in the Wicked series and I have not read it. I bought it. I actually pre-ordered this one because I love Wicked and Son of a Witch, but tried to read this when it came and could not get into it, and now it's been out for years and I still have not felt the need to go back. One of these days I will, but I think it might be when I have time to reread the other two books to kind of amp me up. The Age of Innocence by Edith Wharton. I have not read this one yet, but I do love Wharton. The Eternal Ones by Kirsten Miller. I have not read this one yet. I've heard really mixed things, but I do love an Ouroboros, so one of these days. Plain Truth by Jodi Picoult. I have not read anything by her, but I got this at, I think, a library book sale for like a quarter, so I figured one of these days I'll give her a chance. Sula by Toni Morrison. This one was hard to categorize because it has a green cover and then a purple and red spine. I ended up putting it on the red shelf because it fit best, but it took me a while to remember where it was. I adore Toni Morrison. This book is no exception. If you've never read her, I would recommend doing so because she's great. Oh Juliet by Robin Maxwell. This one was, I either won it or it was a gift from Velvet of VVB 32 Reads. Haven't read it yet though. Smudge's Mark by Claudia Osmond. I'm not sure where I got this one. I don't remember if it was like a random copy that was sent to me or I won it from somewhere or picked it up at ALA. I'm not really sure. I have not read it yet though. A Spot of Bother by Mark Haddon. I loved Curious Incident of the Dog in the Nighttime, so I went ahead and picked this up when I saw it on Better World Books. Haven't read it yet though. That's like my refrain. Haven't read it yet, haven't read it yet. The Circus in Winter by Kathy Day. I bought this just because I have an affinity for all things circus. The Dead Boys by Royce Buckingham. I end up picking this up like every Halloween since I got it, and ending up having to put it back on the shelves just due to time, but it sounds really good and I liked the intro to it. Running with Scissors by Augustin Burroughs. I've heard that everything Burroughs wrote kind of goes downhill after this one, which I believe because it seems like he's really just beating a dead horse now, but this one was pretty funny. And I Capture the Castle by Dodie Smith. This book has given me endless trouble. First of all, I kept buying it trying to get this beautiful cover, and every time I'd order it with it showing this cover, the one that I'd get in was this awful plain Vintage Classics cover that had this woman that looked like Jodie Foster, like a really depressed Jodie Foster. So I was just buying it and not getting the one I wanted. So finally, Liz from Consumed by Books sent me the real one, the one that I was looking for, with the pretty bluebells. And I put it away on my shelves, and then ever since, every single time that I've wanted to pull it out, I've been unable to find it because it has a red, plain red spine, but I keep thinking that it's going to have like a blue spine or a purple spine to go with the bluebells. So I search for it and search for it and search for it every time, and I never find it until after I've made the video and put everything away, and then I see it sitting up here on the top of the red shelf stack. Drives me nuts. Sitting in front of this side, I normally have Blood Rose by Andrea Kramer. I have not read this one yet. I did like Nightshade though. And I also have this little, just notebook. It's just a notepad. But it just goes well. Here is the middle stack. Chloe Doe by Suzanne Phillips. This was an impulse buy on book closeouts because it was like 49 cents or something ridiculous. Geektastic, Stories from the Nerd Herd. This is a short story anthology that I won. Has a ton of people in it. Paper Towns by John Green. I haven't read this one yet. I think I own everything Green has written, but the only one I've read is Looking for Alaska. A Porcelain by Garth Nix. I bought this when Borders was closing because I was actively looking for this series. I think I had found Lyrial too, but I decided to buy this one instead of Lyrial because I thought, it's called A Porcelain, the series is called A Porcelain, this must be the first book. Yeah, it's the third book, so I don't have the rest yet, so I haven't read that one, but I do like Garth Nix. Then We Came to the End by Joshua Ferris. I know I bought this. No, wait a minute, maybe I didn't. I might have won this. I'm not entirely sure. But it's won a bunch of awards, and it sounds good, but I just haven't had time. Luminous by Dawn Metcalf. I can link to the haul where I got this. I got a crap load of books from Ollie's because they were really cheap. Warrior Princess by Frowen Jones. This is one of the many, many books I bought off of book closeouts when they were having their whole kids section half off. About a Boy by Nick Hornby. I don't like that this is the motion picture cover because I hate those, but it was on sale and I love the book, so I went ahead and got it. Ruby Red by Kirsten Gear. This is one of my favorite designs for a book. It's taller and narrower than most hardcovers are, so it kind of sticks out a little bit. And it's just stunning. I mean, really, really gorgeous. The Statistical Probability of Love at First Sight by Jennifer E. Smith. This is a rare contemporary that I actively wanted to read, and it was super good. Waiting by Ha Jin. I think I got this on Better World Books, just because it sounded good at the time. I haven't read it yet, but it did win the National Book Award. Spice and Wolf Volume 1 by Isuna Hasekura. I'm not sure if I said that right. I have watched bits and pieces of the anime, so I thought I'd pick up the book when I found it when Borders was closing. And The Gates by John Connolly. I just showed this one in my Spines book chat because of the eyeballs. And this is the final stack, as well as some Japanese cherry blossom lotion from Bath & Body Works because it went well on this shelf. On the bottom we have A Concise Chinese English Dictionary for Lovers by Xiaolu Guo. I had this on wish lists forever because I was looking for what I thought was this copy, but I actually wanted the one that had, I think it has like pomegranates on it, various places, but this wasn't it when I ended up getting it. But I've read bits and pieces of it. I got it from the library once and ended up having to take it back, but I really liked what I read, so I kind of kept an eye out for it. The Handmaid's Tale by Margaret Atwood. Margaret Atwood is one of my favorite authors. This book is excellent. If you haven't read it, you should. Especially if you like dystopia, but you want to try like a real dystopia, not the watered down crap that they've been putting out in YA lately. 13 Reasons Why by Jay Asher. I think I got this off of book closeouts, maybe? Maybe when Borders was closing, I'm not sure. Haven't read it, but I've heard that it's incredible. The Archivist by Martha Cooley. This was an impulse buy because I liked the design of it. It's books, and then it's a book spine on the book spine. Forbidden by Tabitha Suzuma. I want to say that Liz of Consumed by Books sent this one to me, but Dustin from Dustin Disco has been pushing it on me for a while now. Everybody said that it's really good, but it's one of those books that will make you uncomfortable, so you'll either love it or hate it. I like uncomfortable, so I'm looking forward to it. Oh, why are those so uneven? I don't like it when they look like broken teeth. I'm gonna have to rearrange that. It's gonna irritate me. My Little Red Book by Rachel Cowdor-Nilbuff. I don't know how you say her name. I was sent a copy of this, I think, through Velvet at VVB32 Reads. It's short stories. I've read a couple of them, and it was actually better than I thought it was going to be. I didn't really know what to expect of it, actually. But I'll let you look into that one rather than trying to explain it to you, because you're just going to think it's crazy. The Curious Incident of the Dog in the Nighttime by Mark Haddon. I already talked about how I loved this, and it's true. Magic Keepers by Erica Kurov. I want to say my friend Bill sent this to me. I'm not entirely sure where I got this one. The Sisters Grimm, Book 1 in the Fairy Tale Detectives by Michael Buckley. I've heard good things about these. I picked it up randomly on Better World Books, but I haven't read it yet. A Kiss in Time by Alex Flynn. Once again, a fairy tale retelling. I really did like Cloaked. I also have Beastly, so maybe next Fairy Tale Fortnight I'll try to read this one. Die for Me by Amy Plum. This is a total cover buy. I've heard really, really mixed reviews of it, but my god is it ever gorgeous. Because It Is My Blood by Gabrielle Zevin. I just reviewed this one recently, so I'll leave a link. This series is excellent. You should pick it up. I adore it. And then stacked in the gap, I have Some Girls Are by Courtney Summers. I think I've bought almost everything that Courtney wrote, maybe everything, unless there was something new. I have not read one of them, but I don't generally buy contemporary, but I've felt the need to buy all of hers, partly because I have a lot of friends that rave about them, partly because I like the covers, and partly they just sound good. The Devil of Nanking by Mo Hader. This was an impulse buy, I think from Better World Books, and I must have just liked the synopsis. And A Drowned Maiden's Hair by Laura Amy Schlitz. This normally just sits on the side right here. I bought this. A lot of it was basically on title appeal. I'm a sucker for a good title, but it also sounds really, really good. There are going to be links to all of the books below, so you can check them out, see what they're about. I would recommend looking into this one. It sounds pretty damn good. And with that, we come to the end of the Read books. Let me know what you guys think of all of those glorious Read books. If there are any that you want to read or have read and really liked, your favorite covers, whatever it is. Also, I'd like to challenge you guys to make a video response if you're interested, highlighting your Read books from your own shelves. So even if you don't organize by color, you can still show us the highlights to kind of go along with the color tour. That's all for now. Until next time, happy reading!